Live from the Export Beer Garden studios, this is the ACC SportsBook, powered by the TAB.
The ACC SportsBook, thanks to the TAB.
It's great to be back on the Sportsbook. Myself, Caddie, and Karl from the TAB. How are you, mate?
I'm good, Mike. I'm good. We missed you last week.
Yeah, I know. I was too busy. I was down in Parliament just having a chat to Winston Peters just about this new change in legislation. I was just making sure I was clarified everything was fine with that, because there has been a bit of a change, which is, if you can't really miss it. Really, it's all over the billboards. Quite a clever billboard actually. The TAB have got, especially one in Auckland over the Vic Park Bridge, saying "and they're off," and it's like a play on the horses coming out of the gate. And it's talking about the overseas betting platforms that people have been using in New Zealand for quite some time, for those who are a bit more inclined for using your VPN and that kind of thing. But from this week, you are not permitted to use those. You can't permit that. You can't get into them. Is that right, Karl? That's the kind of gist of it. Is it's basically that's money that just goes overseas and we never see again.
Correct. The legislation has changed. So if you are having a bet in New Zealand, you will need to do so now with New Zealand bookmakers. Yeah. So TAB. Yeah. Being the one, the best one. Yeah. Maybe.
Absolutely. And there's a few people that I've come into, because it's been a topic of discussion with a few of my reprobate mates, and they're like, yeah, we can still do it. The issue comes, and if I've read all this legislation right, the issue comes when you're trying to either deposit or withdraw money from that account, because eventually that you're going to come unstuck in trying to withdraw money from an account that is not within New Zealand's jurisdiction. So even though you might think you're getting away with it for the next wee while, I think push will come to shove when you try and actually any sort of monetary transaction starts to take place. Plus, Finn, plus TAB and their counterparts Betcha, they put money back into the industry.
That's right.
Every dollar you spend, it goes back into New Zealand sports. So all the sports you punt on. So every NBA punt you get, a bit of money goes to New Zealand basketball.
Yes.
Same with cricket, rugby, league, netball, everything. Same with horse racing as well. That's right, Karl. Whereas if you go over to Betfair or your Paddy Powers and stuff,
none of that going on.
It's kind of like the evil kind of Facebook.
Yep.
You want to advertise with them, your money goes overseas.
The TAB has always been my favourite form of charity, and it will continue to be.
So anyway, that's a little bit of admin. That's where I was last week. I was just meeting with Winnie P, just squaring that off.
Well done, by the way.
Winnie P, thanks.
Good work, because I feel like that's great work.
I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I was forced to go on the darts with them just to clarify. So I smoked cigarettes for a day with him.
Yeah, a couple of Winnie Blues.
Winnie Blues. A couple of glasses of stiff whiskey, and we nutted it all out.
I'm sure you did.
Righto, Karl. Any big wins from the weekend of punting?
A couple of massive wins, fellas.
Oh, yes.
And I like to think this first one is a sportsbook punter. It's a sportsbook listener, I say, and punter. A 7-leg top 3, top 4 racing multi.
Yes. Now I'm talking.
$10. Man, I've made this picture really small into tick over 9,000.
Yes, Gary. Now I'm talking.
Did have a look, and unfortunately, none of these horses were tipped out on the sportsbook last week. But
but the intention is right in terms of the thirds, top 3, top 4s.
Trendsetters.
Yeah.
No one had ever done it before us.
Yeah, exactly.
And then this other one, which I honestly think could be made up. A $25 18-leg multi-sport multi.
Jesus.
We've got AFL, we've got football, we've got rugby union, rugby league, 18 legs, $25 to return $9,000.
Fuck, imagine being married to that. You'd be like, because obviously if you're punting on that much sport, on those various codes, you must believe you know a bit about it.
Yeah.
Like AFL, NRL, rugby union, football, whatever.
Karl and Lane, you'll help me with this, because I sat down with my partner the other day and said, how much do I have to win each week, betting wise, to be able to maintain my habit guilt-free, and it be supported by my partner. Yeah. And $10,000 was a number that was thrown out there.
A week.
And so that
in profit.
So what I'm just trying to say is I'm stoked for this punter because I know for a fact now that he's going to have free reign for the next, I'd say, 3-4 months at least.
Well, I think what you need to do, though, with a win like that, Meshi, is you need to go on a holiday, like Fiji, and say, look, my 25-leg multi has paid for this holiday to Fiji. And that, I think, to be honest with you, gives you a green light for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and reminder often.
Yeah. Remember that trip
what
we had
funded
to Fiji?
this trip?
That was so good. You win some, you lose some, love. You know, I won this time, we're in Fiji. Sometimes I'll lose some, sometimes I'll win some. Or you just do what I do, which is massively deceptive, and I deposit my winnings into the joint account, but I deposit into my TAB account with a separate account, which my wife doesn't see. So I look like a winner.
It's like going to the petrol station and filling up and getting a ton of cash out at the same time. So it looks like you sold the car. Cash in the back pocket.
That's what Lane's doing.
Yep, that's pretty much what I'm up to. Anyway, any other little big wins, or should we get into it?
Let's get into it.
Yeah, rightio. Well, let's kick things off with the start of the All Blacks season. All Blacks versus France this Saturday down there in Dunners. France, massive outsiders at the moment with the squad they've sent.
At time of recording, $7.50 the French are paying, and then the All Blacks paying $1.07.
Yeah. Anything else? Has anyone placed any good punts on this, or interesting punts, or is there any specials we should be aware of?
$1.07 is probably pretty good value for the ABs, isn't it? There's a 3-leg same game multi promotion. So place a 3-leg same game multi, and if it loses, get up to $25 back in bonus cash.
So that's any legs, eh? So all three could lose.
It is a
free swing.
Yep, you said it, not me.
So free swing. That's 3 legs or more though, eh? So I could put an 8-leg in, and
you could,
okay. And if they all 8 legs fail, I get
correct
$25 back
as bonus cash.
Nothing to lose.
Give me half an hour.
One of the well, teams aren't out yet, so I've got limited info from the bookies.
Yep.
Yeah. However, so 64% of the money is with the ABs in the head-to-head market. I mean, betting on the ABs in the head-to-head market, what are we even doing?
Yeah.
Which means that France would be a terrible result for the TAB.
Yeah, I'd say that's quite low for the All Blacks in terms of the money percentage, but obviously people like that France money, don't they?
Yeah, $7.50 is appealing. We've had $1,000 on you'll like this, Lane, New Zealand to win into New Zealand halftime, full-time double. I presume that's a same-game multi at $1.22.
Ooh.
I've got some multis that I'll go through later that include the ABs, but as I said, there's no try scorers at time of recording, so no power plays or anything there just yet.
Right, and you got to remember the last 3 Test matches we've lost to France. The last 3 tests we've lost to France, but we've got to take into account that they've got 13 debutants they've sent out.
But you'd have to say if we're going to lose one, you'd think it would be the first.
Oh, they're going to bolster the squad though with players from their finals by the time we play the last test. Anyway,
yeah, that is true.
Anyway, yeah, I'm more of a I'm going to go full same game try scorer multi, because if it blows out, if All Blacks score in the first, or a couple of tries in the first 15 minutes, I think it's going to be a 50, 60 point game. So I reckon same game multi try scorer.
Will Jordan, Cody Taylor, Severis, Caleb Clark.
Safe.
That's right.
Safe. Artie Sevilla, you throwing there?
Artie Sevilla, you're throwing.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Maybe Bodie.
Do we think Rico Ioane on the wing, perhaps?
Oh, is he playing on the wing? Is that what your predictions? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay, that's what you're thinking.
We were talking about that this morning on the agenda, actually.
Summer Penny now in the corner. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on.
They could all score one is what we're just realising, I think.
We'll go through some more detailed odds when we're down in Dunedin tomorrow for our All Blacks special. In our NRL, Warriors are having a bye.
Thank God.
Yeah. Take the 2 points.
I just want to address, fellas, Mashy mainly. I've listened to the pods this week. Actually, no, Lane, you too.
I know.
It's doom and gloom for the Warriors. It's not.
Oh, I just see the injuries, and I don't know. I got PTSD.
It's not.
You know that's a fair comment for sure. We have been relatively negative about it.
Oh, yeah. Look,
we're emotional. We're a couple of emotional guys. We don't really have the ability to look too far ahead, Karl.
it's been an emotional week for me. You can piss off because you Crusaders won. It's been a hard couple of weeks for me.
I understand.
So now you've seen Sean.
Anyway, I know we don't. We're just just speaking honestly.
No, that's fair.
I was that excited to see who the Warriors named to replace Luke Metcalf. I was on an app at 6 p.m. on Tuesday night refreshing for team lists, and I was like, where's the team?
Yeah.
It took me 5 minutes of refreshing to realise that they were going to buy this week.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Would have been a great night for you.
So what else? Anything else interesting going on in NRL worth noting?
Broncos Dogs shaping up as the big one this week. Let me just pull it up. Bulldogs $1.48 favourites. Broncos $2.65 outsiders. 57% of the money is with the Broncos in the head-to-head market.
Been played in Brisbane?
It is in Sydney.
Ooh.
Broncos have got a pretty good record against the Dogs, but we've had 1,000 on the Dogs minus 5.5 at $1.90.
Wow, not bad.
You'll like this. This has to be an account emptier. $994.21.
Why would you empty that much? But anyway.
On Broncos winger Karapane to score anytime at $2.10.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And then the other game, the first game on Saturday, the Raiders St. George, Raiders $1.30, Dragons $3.50. We've had 5 Raiders holding all the money there. We've had 3.1K on the Raiders at $1.30.
Ooh.
And a 5K multi on the Raiders and the Storm head-to-head at $1.69.
Okay. There's some pretty short odds of big money, though. Maybe these are professionals. That's what you need to note, Mash, if you're going to take home 10K a week.
Yeah.
To the midi. What about any Origin? I got a bit excited last night. For some reason, I got a bit discombobulated. And I was on the couch at like 9:30. My family have disappeared for the school holidays until Monday. And I was like...
You just fell onto the TAB.
Yeah, no. I was like, oh, my God, is Origin on tonight? And I was like, oh, this could really, really work out for me. And then I worked out it was next week. So I was disappointed. So I continued.
Didn't fire up a replay or anything?
Nah, so I continued watching. Just continued watching the Tour de France doco on Netflix. Okay, anything early from Origin worth noting?
50-50 at the moment, head-to-head, though the punters that are backing New South Wales are taking them 13+ and to cover the 7.5 spread.
Ooh, okay.
Under 43.5 has 85% of the backing.
Yeah.
The new man for Queensland, Shibasaki, is currently the best backed for first try scorer, and then followed by the hammer at fullback. Josh Papali is a bad result for us, first try scorer, and then same game multis. Majority include Shibasaki, Latrell, or Xavier Coates.
Sweet. And then this weekend, I hate to say it, but are people piling back on the Liam Lawson train? He came 6th last week at the Austrian Grand Prix, probably the performance of his career. They moved to England, Silverstone, this weekend. What's any good juicy movements there?
So bookie said that last week hasn't been like he wasn't backed as much as he's been backed previously. So it wasn't actually as bad a result for us as I thought when I saw the result. He is, however, being smashed this week, particularly in the points finish at $2.60 to qualify for Q3 at $2.60 as well.
Right, okay.
Hunter's getting real niche on the Liam Lawson markets there.
Yeah.
Piastri's best backed by far, 50% of the money in the outright.
Really?
For him this week, yeah.
Because it seems to go tit for tat, doesn't it, with him and Norris? You know, he wins one week. Yeah. I know it's not planned because they were going hammer and tongs, those two. And they'll probably take each other out this weekend. But also with the kind of qualifying, I've only just got my head around how the qualifying works. You know, you knock out 5, and then you're left with 10 who shoot it out for the top 10. And how much of a big deal. But a lot of stuff has to go Liam Lawson's way, eh? Like there was a crash and Verstappen's flying lap got binned.
Yep.
So he was quick, but it's kind of interesting. I don't know if you want to get into the qualifying thing. It's a bit of a lottery.
I think you said earlier in the week on the agenda, right? Like realistically, there is only about two chances at points. That kind of 9th and 10th position that everyone else is fighting. The rest of the grid is fighting for.
Yeah.
And the 6th, it feels like a once in a season result, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it feels like everything went his way a little
Yeah.
bit on the race day, on the qualification, which he deserves because he's had so much bad luck.
Very true.
I did note when I was watching this, and I thought of you guys when I was watching the race back. All the cars from 7th and below got lapped.
Oh,
by the leaders.
Yeah.
So when the leaders cross the line, everyone that had been lapped, their next lap, that's their final lap. They don't actually have to do the final lap.
Yeah.
So Liam Lawson was still last across the line, even though 6th.
That's a bit of a D-shrinker, eh?
It's quite
guys,
funny.
I'm 6th. Don't worry about me. I'm 6th. Well, mate, you crossed the line last.
Yeah.
I don't know if you look 6th.
Because obviously as soon as the winner crosses the line, is it like anyone else who's...
It must be within a certain time period or something,
Yeah.
because I saw when they
I
crossed the
didn't know
line,
that.
everyone at the bottom, like the flag came up, flag.
Yeah.
Still had a lap to go.
Yeah.
Liam was the last one to get a flag.
Ah,
Wow.
Quite fun.
that's quite funny. Can't catch a break. Can't catch a break. Okay, well, that's all the odds from the weekend. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with Grab a Pen. And I've got a real issue with the Sicko.
Oh, not good.
Okay.
Pause the podcast now and grab a pen for the hottest tips from around the TAB office.
Right, so does the Sicko know how much of a bearing he has on my weekend? I don't think he does. Because like I've said before, because the harness stuff happens on a Friday night in Addington, no doubt, where pretty much only every Friday night happens in Addington. If things go well for me that night, it sets me up for the weekend.
Are you saying that
If things go badly, and I mean, I know nothing about harness racing. I am channeling all of my knowledge through the Sicko, through the harness Sicko.
I just hope he's not taking it for granted. That's all I hope.
That's what I mean. There is the weight of a nation on him every week, and I hope he realises that. Okay?
So
That's
with
all.
that going forward, Karl, what have you got?
What's he got for us this week?
Well,
Let's go through the results, first.
yeah, it's
Oh,
a good
true.
segue because we had a 2-leg multi last week. Lane,
Yeah.
Wilma's boy paying $1.65 into Steph's boy. Steph's boy came second in race 10.
Yeah.
So the multi's gone. But the multi was gone in the first leg when the $1.65 shot ran 32 lengths last.
How do you... okay. See, that's what I mean about...
I was talking to the Sicko before and he said, well, look, I need to justify this. We were leading for majority of the race.
Yeah, okay.
Galloped and then gone.
Yeah.
But I think this last week may have been our worst week ever. And possibly the first time we haven't had a winner.
Yeah, I saw there's one place.
So,
I mean, let that sink in for a second, Harness Sicko, if
Yeah.
you're listening. The
Yeah,
worst
you're not alone.
week ever.
No, but that...
No,
I mean,
overall.
overall, even
Oh,
the thoroughbreds, even the dingo, even the
Oh,
dingers
no.
over in Australia got it
Right,
right.
okay. Well, at least you've got some friends to look to.
Yeah.
I won't harbour on results. There was a second and a fourth. The rest were crap. A couple of scraps.
Okay, but it's time to big bounce back. We bounce back. You win some and you lose some. You know, that's what it's all about. It's time for redemption.
And we'll start with the Harness Sicko.
Okay.
Here we go.
To redeem himself, he actually texted me this last night. So he's betting on a Wednesday for a Friday. He's that keen on this one.
Oh, he's in his own head.
Addington race 3, number 1, Riptide at $2.80 and $1.26.
Have we been on Riptide before?
Sounds familiar.
I feel like we
Possibly.
have. Yeah.
Yeah. He was expecting just over $2, so we're happy with the $2.80 here.
Yeah.
Sweet.
He also flagged with me just earlier that he might be off next week. And I said, I'm not sure you get to decide that. So
Have you put in your application? That's all I'm saying. I haven't seen anything come across my desk. Okay.
yes. So just it could be me being the Sicko next
Yeah.
week. Thoroughbreds will go to Te Rapa on Saturday. Race 3, number 4, Honey Badger at $1.90 and $1.12.
That's a good vibe, punt.
Very straight bet there. Sunshine Coast, race 1, number 7, Casper Nova at $2.20 and $1.25. For those that really want to have a crack, a little same race multi that I've put together in that race. Casper Nova top 2 into Buse top 4. You get $4.25 for that.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm writing that down.
You don't need to. We'll put it on social, mate.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Pesci. Race 3, number 3. This is a vibe punt. Lover Flutter
Nice.
at $10 and $3.10.
$10.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay. There's plenty of meat on that bone.
2 more at Flemington. Race 3, number 2, Marble 9 at $3 and $1.35. And then race 7, chocolates at $4 and $1.80.
Nice. I was just thinking back to the sicko, if he's not going to be here next week. We just throw it out to the punters. There must be someone out there who knows more about harness racing than us three, which automatically qualifies them better to come in as the sicko's potential standard. So get in touch with us. Slide into the talkback function or slide into our DMs. If you think you've got a hot tip for next week's harness racing, then get in touch.
Fuck, I'd hate to be the harness sicko this week. He a lot rides on the results of this week, because if he has another shitter, and then we've got someone that comes through via the talkback function on the iHeartradio app and does a great job.
Yeah,
I'd hate to think what the future looks like.
Well, it's like when you take a holiday or you decide to move to the country. Like I'm going to move out of Auckland. I'm going to move to Tauranga and work remotely. That's right. 6 months later, you're fired.
Yep. That's right.
Because someone comes in and does a better job for you, and they work out that you actually didn't do anything in the first place.
So my thoughts and prayers are with the Sicko this week.
Okay, right.
We need some results.
Let's move on to stats to impress the ladies.
Right. I'm going back to the roots here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh. And we're going to go, I've got some NRL-based bettings, stats that can help you with your punting.
Yeah.
Let's hear them.
They're all try-scorer related.
Okay, good.
Josh Curran I think Josh Curran's on the bench this week. Josh Curran has been the first try scorer in each of the Bulldogs' last 2 home matches against opponents that were ranked in the top 8.
Okay.
Selwyn Cobbo, who's playing fullback for the Broncos this week, has scored a try in 4 of his last 5 away appearances against opponents that were ranked in the top 4. Mm-hmm. Murray Taulagi for the Cowboys has scored at least 1 try in each of his last 6 games against opponents that were ranked higher on the ladder. In each of the Dragons' last 3 away matches, the opposition starting 5/8 has scored at least 1 try.
Karl, where do you get these, dare I ask?
I can't reveal my source.
No, that's fair. That is fair. I should know better. I just can't help but think, geez, this is an amazing amount of kind of stats.
The way they're worded is incredible.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, next one.
A couple more. James Tedesco and Mark Nawakanitawasi have combined for 2 or more tries in 6 of the Roosters' last 7 matches. And Jason Saab has been the first try scorer in each of Manly's last 3 home matches against the opponents that were ranked in the bottom 4.
Look, if that doesn't impress the ladies, Smashy, I don't know what will.
And if it means anything to anyone, I saw a Saab parked outside work today.
Oh, yeah.
So
you don't often see them around. You don't often see them around.
I know. What happened to the Saabs?
I don't know. They made great jet engines for commercial airliners.
Yeah, they were. That's right.
They were big on that. And I remember a teacher at school used to have a Saab, and it was this big,
a bit of a teacher's vehicle.
Yeah, big, long thing, and we called it the Land Shark.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were like, how's the Land Shark? Don't you talking about my car again?
The shape of them was weird. They had a great. Yeah, I like the Saab. I don't know who's driving one out the front.
Used to be an F1, didn't they?
Did they?
Not so long ago, too.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I know they made it. I think they did fighter jets as well as just commercial aircraft.
Like, I think they did all the jet technology.
Wow.
I think they still do, actually, but I think they gave up on the car because they worked out that they were ugly.
Yeah. They were a bit ugly, weren't they?
Real pig ugly. Right.
Anyway, they were great stats. Cheers, Karl.
Let's get into our 3-way last week. Now, not great, because one was refunded at Eagle Farm, and then the Broncos Warriors one. The second half was not the half with the most tries, unfortunately. And
hey! Let me just say it was a tie.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Okay. And Kimi Antonelli. He did everyone a favour there, and he T-boned Van Strapon.
That's the first corner.
Yeah,
he said, fuck this, I'm not racing this race, and neither are you.
Yeah, and he says, I'm going to just T-bone Van Strapon, ruin our 3-way. So what are you going to go for this week? It's a little hard for me because I was going to put it on the All Blacks, but like you were saying, the team list isn't out as of recording, because I would go a first try scorer or anytime try scorer.
Well, I'm happy to wait to put it on if you just want to brainstorm it now. What do you think? Is that the way to go?
Yeah, I'm going anytime Adi Savia.
Sweet, so you'll do that once the odds come out for that?
Yeah.
Karl, what are you thinking, mate?
I'm going to go to the Roosters Tigers game in the NRL, and I'm going to take Mark Nawakanitawasi, anytime try scorer, at $1.94.
Okay.
Sweet.
What are you going for?
I'm going Lando to win this weekend.
Lando to win?
I think he's going to win his home Grand Prix, Silverstone. I think he's going to do it, and he's paying $2.50.
Okay, well, it's going to be quite a juicy multi because I think Artie anytime will be around the $2 to $3 mark as well.
Yeah, some money to be made there.
So,
yeah. Okay, so we'll put that up so you can punt along with us. Have we given away that $1,000, Joe, already? We have. Okay, the pot's gone, so we're back to scratch. So hopefully after this weekend's punting, we can get the pot back up to $1,000, which we give away to all you punters out there.
Well, we did have $82 left in it.
Hey.
Somebody got on the TAB account last night, and I believe it's Greyhounds from Tokyo or something. And
No. Hey.
Love
Who was at home alone last
night? What it was a fast four on three of the dogs out of Gunnedah and one at Bathurst. And
how did you get on, G-Lane?
Terribly.
Yeah,
I got
no
let down
shit.
terribly. Bendigo, one at Bendigo, one at Lakeside on the dogs, on the dishies, and one at Gundamar. And then the one at Gunnedah is actually the only one that came in for me, Shorty Boy. Hey, look, I was just trying to make it an even number in the pot. That's why. Hey, do you know that the Larimer Hotel is available for sale? Did you see that?
What?
Have you watched Last Stop Larimer on
No.
Netflix? Oh, my God.
Is that the TV show about the small village where there's a murder that goes on or something?
8 of them live there and one of them disappears. And you need to watch it. Last Stop Larimer. That's so Australian. But anyway,
and the hotel's for sale.
The pub's for sale for 800,000 Australian.
Oh.
Which is about 799,000.
So you thought you were going to win it or buy it off the back of some dish liquors?
Yes, correct.
Right, okay.
That was my idea.
Well, to be fair, now you say that, if it had gone to plan, that would have been an amazing result.
Yeah, it would have been.
It would have been one of the great stories is when I bought that small town pub in Aussie.
The Larimer.
$300,000 after betting it at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday night on some dish lickies.
There's a guy in that Last Stop Larimer documentary who is this. I can't understand how he's still upright. He's
Well, neither of us have watched it.
I know.
Brother, so.
Joe has. He's that skinny guy who crushes 4X. Like, I don't understand how his heart's still beating.
How many episodes are there?
There's only about 3 or 4.
Okay.
yeah,
Carl and I will try and wait our way through those before next
Do
week.
they punt in this?
Oh, they do everything, mate. This is Australia. This is Australian outback. Like, this pub, they punt, they
Is it
drink.
Queensland?
Yeah, inner Queensland. Last Stop Larimer. It's compulsive viewing. You got to do it. Anyway. Okay, well, that's it for the week. Happy punting out there, Karl, and we'll catch up next week.
Sounds good, boys. Thank you.
Love you, Carl.
The ACC Sportsbook, thanks to the TAB.